You know, I used to think running this thing was the most complicated job in the world, but I've decided, Rosalie, that choreographing a Christmas play is probably a little more difficult. How about a big hand for Rosalie and Karen? Would you like to play? So what did you guys think about being in the play? Did you enjoy it? Did it help you get ready for Christmas?
Yes.
How did it help you?
Good.
Did you think about Jesus a little more? Did you think about Mary and Joseph? It was pretty tough. How many of you have seen your mommies pregnant? They're not very comfortable, are they? No. It's hard to lie down, it's hard to stand up, their feet swell. Imagine if they had to walk for 3 days, or ride a donkey. That'd be pretty hard. And how about sleeping on a straw? Would you like to sleep on that? I slept on a straw bed in Bolivia, and every time I would turn over, it was like someone stabbing me in the back. So that's the bed that they had. But you know, why did Jesus come? Who knows? Why? Well, I'm sure that's one of the reasons Jesus came. Any particular Thomas Train? So we could do what? So we could see. That's exactly why Jesus came. Because for hundreds and thousands of years, God had been sending messages to people as to how they were supposed to live. Sent people like Abraham and Moses, you heard about them, and they tell people what to do, and then they sent prophets, and people would listen for a little while, and then they would forget, and they make mistakes, and they hurt other people, and they hurt themselves. But then Jesus came, because God said, if I become one of them, then maybe they'll listen to me. So God did it because what?
He wanted others to see, to listen to him.
Listen to him and do what with one another?
Be nice with one another.
Even stronger than be nice. What's stronger than be nice?
Love.
Love one another. And that's why Jesus came. Because he loved us. And if Jesus came today, how do you think he would show love? Like tomorrow morning, when it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you want to get up and see what's under the tree, how do you show love for mommy and daddy? Breakfast in bed, probably not at 4 o'clock. Care. How do you show caring?
Because they've used all the money.
That could be. But maybe we stay in bed until maybe 7 o'clock, right? Because my guess is mommy and daddy will be up real late tonight, after you guys have gone to sleep. How else do we show? Like when you get your presents tomorrow, who do you think is going to get presents? Anybody here going to get presents? And it's time to open the presents. How do you open the presents?
Tearing.
Well, that's certainly one way of doing it. It's certainly how I did it as a kid. But if you tear it up, if you open it slower, and you get to see what everybody else gets, right? Because Christmas is about making other people happy, right? So you want to see what your brothers and sisters? You want to see when they're happy too, right? And you want to see what they get. And what do you do after you get a present? How do you do? You're like Jesus. What do you do, Clara? What do you do when you get a present? You say thank you. You take the present, you say thank you. How do you say thank you?
Giving them a hug.
To show that you really like the fact that they thought about a nice present for you, and they probably went to the mall, and they probably waited in long lines, and they were probably frustrated in the parking lot of the Beltway, but they did it because they loved you. Now, when all the presents are opened, and Mommy and Daddy are there saying, okay, let's clean up now, and you're playing with your game, what are you going to do if you're like Jesus? Do you put down your Xbox, even though you need 258 more points to get to level 5? You put it down and help Mommy and Daddy, right? How about if you have cousins or friends who come over and they want to play with your toys? What do you do if you're like Jesus? Share. Because that's what we do, Christians, right? We want people to share in what we have. What else can you do? What if you don't get a present you really want? If you're like Jesus?
You can enjoy the rest of the presents anyway.
Exactly. You know what the key to happiness is? It's not getting what you want. It's enjoying what you got. Does that make sense? You're a lot happier, right? If you're looking all around and you're saying, I am so lucky because I have people that love me, that give me presents. Fine. Get that straw. So, what's today? Christmas Eve. Whose birthday is today? How do you give Jesus a present? By doing all those things we talked about tomorrow, right? And then you're going to be on vacation for what? A whole another 8-9 days. And so be especially helpful to Mommy and Daddy. Because you want everybody to have a Merry Christmas, right? Not a crappy Christmas. All right. Have a wonderful Christmas. God bless.